It's the Eurotour final in the Netherlands in Leende between Eklent Kaci from Albania and Shane Vanboening, an all-American great, if not the all-American great. It's in Leende in the Netherlands, 23rd of September in 2018. Johan Ruysink, captain USA, was on tour with his guys. They went to Moscow to play the Dream Challenge. Managed to win that, and after that they went to the Eurotour in the Netherlands. They did well, a couple of high finishes, and Shane Vanboening here in the final with a chance to become the second American Eurotour winner after Johnny Archer won 2 events back to back in the early 2000s. It's a race to 9 alternate break. 9 on the spot with the 3-ball rule in play. A 35-second shot clock. They call a warning after 25. Then another 10 seconds. With 1 25-second extension per rack. First break for Eklent Kaci. He beat Albanian in the semis, where Shane Vanboening topped P.S. Labutis from Lithuania. Young Albanian star, his first break. Making 2 balls. And had that 3-ball been 2 inches slower, control would have passed to Shane. Now Kachi at the table with a long shot, almost straight in on the 2. But the passage past the 5 is real narrow. This is a super tight shot. But he fancies it. He plays a lot of snooker. And it's easy to spot that in his game. A very precise cueist, favoring center ball if he can. On open table, the reward for that break and the beautiful shot on the 2. Stun line will bring the cue ball past the 7. Played it with draw to hold it. Now slightly forward would giving him a good angle on the 5. Can't allow to go forward too much. Looks like he's playing top with left. Finding a bigger area for the cue ball to land in. Now from the 5 to the 7 he wants to stay on the right side. Come past that 7-9 line. So that's a break and run for Eklent Kaci. 1 up in the Eurotour. The final day, the 3rd day, starts with 16 players. With Friday being a real tough day. 4, sometimes 5 matches on the menu. So if the players qualify for the Saturday, for the Sweet 16, and from there make it to the final, they've really grafted and are really in shape. Second rack, break for Shane. Little wild, the cue ball. Not really a good opening shot on the 2. He's very offensive, Shane. As our most top players.
Time. Extension call.
Don't see a lot of value in attacking the bank on the 2. A bit of blue sticks out behind that 8 ball. Risky. Many balls to hide that cue ball behind on the left side of the table. Let off for Kachi. It's not easy from here for Shane to play a killer safety. To stick the cue ball. Didn't hide the cue ball, but gave Kachi 9 feet. Seven is a big ball. If he hits the left side of the 2, it's difficult to avoid that 7. If he comes off the right side of the 2, he can bank that 2 ball to the 3 and 9 and float the cue ball to the right side of the table, from here to the top side of the table behind the 8-6. Come past the 6 behind the 8. It's a difficult shot to judge over this distance. Slow rolling shot. A lot of distance for Shane. Queuing over that 7. And in the back of his head, he wants to play it soft. He'll fear to overhit the shot and come past the 3. How about that? 2 poor safeties by Eklent Kaci. Could cost him the rack. If he could check the cue ball and land near the spot, he would have the best possible angle to go from the 5 to the 6. That's good. Straight enough, meaty enough to contact on the 5 to avoid the 9. Go towards the 7 from here. Cut a ball. But needs to go around the world with the cue ball. Uh-oh. A rarity. Shane doesn't get out after making that beautiful 2 ball. Jacked up over the 7. He had good shape on the 3. Gifted the second rack. The 7-8-9 ball in hand for Kachi. Lightning's not gonna strike twice, right? And that's it, 2-0. Shane must be fuming. The shot from the 5 to the 6 cost him. Still on the hateful 0 and Kachi in control with the break in rec 3. Nothing on. But a nice position for a good safety. Now remember, the last 2 safeties he played were no good. Could have and should have cost him the rec.
Time.
Now it's easy to protect it too. Cut it and land it on the short rail. Hide behind the 3. And the bonus is the cue ball. Looks like he can go to the right side of the 5.
Time. Extension call.
And then with draw, make that cue ball bend into the 2 ball. But it's a very slick cloth. Difficult to bite into the rail with that backspin. Going the other way. Avoid contacting the 3. If he hits 2 rails, if he gets that second rail before the 2, as so, he can stick the cue ball, but he's unlucky here. Kachi just checked if the 4 to the side pocket is workable. So depending on where he gets exactly on the 3, he'll decide. Worst case, he can play the 4 to the side pocket. But with this angle, the 3 and 4 to the same pocket. Can go all the way to the 5, choose to do that, or leave it longer. That's it. Plays with a very good cue ball. Can get to the top of the game without that. It's a nice reply to Shaw and Filler. Right before Kachi started making a name for himself. Many young players and older players starting to play quick, following Filler's and Shaw's example. Now Kachi is more methodical. He's very methodical, especially for his age. Cool and calm, leading 3-0 over Vanboening. Goal goes to worse. No position, needs to play safe off of the 2 and beat Kachi to the shot.
Time. Extension call.
Very touchy shot. Slow roll. Half ball contact. Now this is not as easy as it looks, as one might think. Need to give speed to the 2 and go forward a couple of inches with the cue ball. It helps that he plays with an extension on the cue. Stun run through. Did well. Maybe a jump. The 4 is a bit far away from the cue ball. The 2-rail kick shot is sitting nicely. Okay, jump it is.
Foul shot.
Don't know if we get a replay, but it seemed to... It was too thin anyways, but it seemed to jump the second time over the edge of the 2. Where the cue ball lands too early and then hops once again. So ball in hand. Play another snooker. Is he gonna land on top of the 9 or stick it on the 7? I think this is better. Now a 2-rail escape is available, but it's so difficult to judge because he's playing away from the ball. And his entry on the short rail with the cue ball is about 45 degrees, and that's very difficult to judge the slide of the cloth. Beautiful. Beautiful hit, and that's extremely unlucky. He's paying his dues for that missed opportunity in the second rack. What a misfortune. What an easy roadmap for Kachi for a 4-0 lead. Top it, 1 rail or 2 rails and out. Very good focus. I mean, the table's open, the table's easy, but you can tell by his cue ball that he's in the zone. So one more. Make the 9 for a 4-0 lead. Eklent Kaci, break number 3. Shane is in trouble. Now the power player that Shane is in a winner break format, the 4-0 deficit wouldn't face him that much. This, of course, alternate break format, he's more dependent on Eklent's consistency. It's harder to get back in the match.
Time.
Especially as Kachi is getting shots on the 2 after the break. Bridging over the 9. This is just composure. He had already decided what to do and how to play. He needs to slow roll this. Slight angle. Beautifully played. There was the shot. Now stick to Buddy Hall's credo. Get in line, stay in line. The 3, 4 and 6 to the same pocket. Depends on his position on the 4. Looks like it. Now get close to the 7 and straight enough to come back with the cue ball. So approximately where he was. Looks like he overhit it. He did. Difficult to judge this. It's a super new cloth, slick balls. Don't think he can go directly across the side pocket, maybe twice across. Oh wow. How's that for a stroke? He got there all right. 5 rails position on the 8. He's cruising. He is cruising in a race to 9. The only thing I recall him doing wrong are those 2 safeties in the second rack. Gave up a shot on the 2 to Shane, but Shane didn't capitalize. Last position, scratch when he cut in the 5. And for the rest, flawless pull from Kachi. Now 2 balls on the break, the 1 and the 2. And for the first time for Shane, an open shot. Power stroke. Come across. Little bit low, little bit right. Too much angle, it looks like, to play it softly. With top he can go around the 8 and 9. Center table to where he is now. Potting wise, an easier shot, the one he just played. Slight angle on the 5. It's tricky to try and position the cue ball exactly in the middle for the gap between the 8 and 9. Draw to the long rail gives him more margin. Oh, that's a good stroke. Very pure. That type of shot where you're almost straight in and playing with topspin. It exposes the flaws in a player's technique. Many players will be putting unwanted left or right spin on the ball with that type of shot. Bada bang, break and run for Shane. First point on the board was a good break. Not such an easy run out. Now that first point, the first break and run for Shane. Does it change the chemistry? Does it break Kachi's concentration? Good break with a little hop of the cue ball. And a very makeable shot on the 3. Would help him if there's a natural angle to run into the 5. Yeah, accepting the longer shot. Knew he was running into the side of the 5 ball, drifting away of his next shot. Look at his technique, how he delivers this type of stroke. Crisp. Needs another one.
Time.
Tricky shot. At least he's away from the rail with the cue ball. Still quite a severe cut to the side pocket. It's easy to overcook the spin on this shot, to hit it too low, too much left. When you position the cue ball too low on the 7. Beautiful. Kachi coming, if he makes the 8 and 9, with the best possible reply to Shane's break and run of his own. Go around the table. Stun run through. With a lot of side to make that cue ball long. Nice shot making by Kachi. Had to settle a couple of times for a tougher shot. As he states it, he likes to keep things simple, so he is not easily tempted to force his position. He'll accept the longer shot and divide the pressure over 2 or 3 shots. It's the wonder formula that has gotten Ralph Souquet to win so many tournaments. Not exactly the run of the ball for Shane. Can he hit that 3 ball fat enough to hide behind the 5, or is he lining up for a bank? Ooh, that was thin. That was thin. He's here to play. They made a great comeback against Russia in the Dream Challenge. It was played right before this Eurotour. with the intended angle to make the cue balls travel towards the 6 easier. How's his speed? He wants to stay away from the short rail. Oh, tricky. With the 8 close to the side pocket. Getting that cue ball away from the short rail would be enough. Did well there. Made it look easy. That's what champions do. Trading racks back and forth. 2 breaking rounds for Shane. No easy ones. Made a great cut on the 3 to keep himself at the table and in control. But as said, in an alternate break format, you're dependent on another player's luck and quality and concentration. 6-2, rack 9. Kachi. Can he push on? Lost the cue ball a little bit. Traveled forward. With a trace of top on the cue ball.
Time. Extension ball.
He sees part of the 1. He can jump it with the full cue over the 6. Or Earl could.
Time.
The old schoolers could. 3/4 jump cue. He sells out the shot on the 1. A lot of pool playing needed still for Shane. He's off angle on the 1 to get that cue ball towards the 3. And that 5-7 is tied up. So first things first, get to that 3 ball.
Time.
Tricky shot, a lot of angle on the 3. He would be taking a risk trying to soft roll this cut shot on the 3.
Time.
Nicely done. An angle he can work with on the 4. I think what he's looking at is where he could land with the cue ball if he misses the hit on the 5-7 cluster. If you're playing to open a cluster, it always helps you to look what the best speed is to play it with. So if you don't hit it, where will you go? And try and find an attacking way to develop a cluster where you still have something to shoot at if you miss the split. Nice try. The line was good. The Americans are more aggressive in that they take on more banks. Good shot. So it's how comfortable you are with playing that type of shot, but also the score. If you're down 6-2 against a player of Eklent's caliber, you really can't afford to let him back to the table too often. It's just the nature of pool, of 9-ball. Now he hit that 7 thin in the pocket. That's the reason why that cue ball has traveled a bit too far. Shouldn't be a problem. The arm is warm. He's had table time now. Big rack. Because he's made 2 breaking runs on his own break and now has stolen Eklent's break with that jump on the long straight in 1-ball. 6-3. We saw Kachi taking a timeout, trying to break Shane's rhythm, who's now breaking. Beautiful break. Beautifully controlled cue ball. Very tough. That 7 ends up close to the 4. Don't even know if that 4 goes alongside the 7. First needs to make the 2 and get on the 3. Oh, he felt it coming. As soon as he had pulled the trigger, he sensed that that cue ball could end up where it has done. If he jacks up, plays this with speed, 3-ball to the corner pocket, the line of the cue ball is right towards the 7. I mean, he's still not guaranteed to have a shot. If he makes a 3, he's guaranteed to stay at the table. That works out fine. Always tricky. The position of the 3 if you're kicking at it. Would be so scared to scratch.
Extension. Extension call.
I don't know why he would play it off of the short rail actually, because long rail, short rail, hit it 2 rails. It's, you know, it's not super easy, but it's playable. It's very playable. Don't understand what he was trying to do there. Playing the 2-railer long short is also hard, but easier to judge now with ball in hand. Plus, I presume feeding off of the fact that that shot selection from Eklent was suspect. Shane in a position to narrow the score once again. Top spin, avoid the 7 and in between the 5 and 8. Oh, that little nudge of the 8. It looked so good, that shot. Now severe cut on the 5, twice across for position on the 7. Needs to be quick, pulling away the cue. And has he been quick enough? Has he been quick enough? Did that cue ball arc because of the topspin that was on the ball? Or because it hit the tip of the cue? Referee didn't call a foul, so it's good. Back in the game, 6-4 it will be. A lot of pressure on Eklent's break. Eklent Kaci was up 5-0, was up 6-1. How hard is it for the young Albanian to not think about this, to not reflect what went wrong, how will I feel if I lose? Keeping your nerve when your opponent is making a comeback is really one of the hardest things to do. The break is good. The kiss on the 8 as well. Can't complain. Safety behind the 9 or a cut on the 2. Cut on the 2 with a little bit of, oh, he's looking at the 2-9 combination. Safety. Value for money. An easy ball to hit. I wonder if you play that safety 10 times with the balls in the position that they are in. If the player makes a legal contact on the 2, how often would you get rewarded for that safety? How often would it lead to winning the rack?
Time. Extension call.
That's the difficulty in 9-ball on a high level. To judge the value of a safety. Lucky and not. You hit that 2 ball on the intended side. If he hits that ball like that 10 times, 20 times, more often than not, I expect he gets away with it. Only thing is that he hit it a little full. Now if he wants to clip it, Kachi, 2 balls close to the rail, watch out for the double kiss. Don't know if he hit it too soft or he hit it too thick. Most important, Shane. Oh, with a good position. To get to 5 in this match. What was that? What was that? One of the players with the most powerful strokes in the game. Underhit it, undercooked the draw. Wow. And he has put Kachi in a terrible spot. If you're in a bad spot, go for something creative or crazy. Maybe even back cut, bank it to the side pocket. Or to the corner if it's there. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty. Eklent Kaci, beautiful bank on the 3. This is a time to overtake the momentum. He was up 6-1. Then a good 20-30 minutes for Shane. Yeah, this is it. What a bank he made. Now keep your nerve. Six to the side, top spin. Cue ball will float to the right side of the 9. Maybe a trace of left. Nothing there, just center ball, center top. Low right, hit it fat enough. Make sure to come over the side pocket. That definitely is a type of shot where you want to hit a full pocket, maybe even cheat the pocket a little bit. We're playing pool, not snooker. So Shane really gave away a great opportunity, but he misplayed that draw from the 2 to the 3, played a save, and with that bank on the 3, Kachi back in control, 7-4. Shane eyeing up the trajectory of the cue ball to the 1. There is a gap between the 8 and 4, but a long way to go to get in shape on that 3 ball. Beautiful. Very nice acceleration of that cue ball. Tells you how pure and clean he hit that shot. A much easier draw shot this than the one he misplayed in the previous rack. But maybe there's a residue of uncertainty in his mind. Now punch it over, center ball, center table is good enough. A bit straighter is better. Yeah, this, like Kachi shot before, is a shot where you can cheat. Hit it a bit fat. That's why Shane is so easy on the eye. Lets that cue ball travel. Goes for big strokes. Uses all the space on the table and all the space in his arm, in his technique. 7-5, what a comeback. 6-1, 7-5. Kachi is going to be breaking in the 13th, but what immense pressure on the young Albanian. Shot. Stay calm, Kachi. Your last opportunity. That bank on the 3, you took that beautifully. One rack to get yourself on the hill. Then you have 4 bullets after that to clinch victory. Corner ball in. Some congestion around that 2 ball, so difficult shot coming up. An extreme cut on the 1. Many balls to avoid. It's not said you need to attack from here. You can clip it on the left side, go long, behind that cluster of 3 balls with the cue ball. or directly. Hitting below center, coming over the side pocket with the cue ball. The safest bet, the way he played it. Relatively easy hit, I think, if that side pocket on the right is not in the way. If it is, he needs to jack up and hit it more center to shorten the rebound angle of the cue ball. And what a treat for the fans. A rarity to have a top American participating in the Eurotour, let alone the whole American team. Catches a roll. Not wasting a lot of time. The one is open. You can tell by his body language that he's feeling it, understandably so. The best thing in pool is making a comeback from the dead, and the worst thing in pool is having that comeback made against you. Look at that. Look at that shot that Shane has left himself. He's all in. Ooh, needed the full width of the pocket. Angle on the 3, he can drag the cue ball, slow it down, leave himself a mid-range shot on the 4 with an angle. It's going to be 7-6. Shane will have the break. In a race to 9 alternate break, Lady Luck will smile to one player and then to the other. They both had their share. In the beginning of the match, Shane wasn't getting any rolls, wasn't getting position after the break. And in this rack, after missing the 1, he kicked the 1 and then the 1 and cue ball stuck together. From where Kachi didn't have a nice shot to play. So Luck is going back and forth, and that fuels the intensity of this final in Leende. 7-6 and breaking. Pooh. 2-9 combination, do you play it? I think so. Do you play it with speed? Definitely. I would. I'm not gonna leave the cue ball and the 2 ball on this side of the table.
Extension call.
Now behind that 9, hitting the 2 into the long rail and coming off of the 9, it's not sitting nicely, not naturally. I think this is go. This is go. He struck it nice. He struck it nice.
Time out.
Oh. Feeling it for Kachi. From 6-1 down, 7-7. It's now a race to 2. Can he hold his nerve, Kachi? Break is good. Could have done without that nudge of the 4. Long shot. He's gonna end up close to the 4. In the vicinity of the 4.
Time.
Cinch it.
Extension.
Make the ball. Just that. Make the ball. Oh, I like it. It's beautiful. With this heat, definitely not my type of shot on 7-7. Rather play a bigger stroke. I think that's Coach Johan. Is he gonna flirt with the 9? Or draw, stay away from it. In between the 8 and 9. Twice across, good shot. He's there. He's there, that was the winning shot, but in 9 ball. Playing the shot and winning. Often enough, there's still some stop shots in between. That's the hard part, winning it when you've already having it won. Yeah, showing a lot of heart, Kachi. After all that has happened, having Vanboening in his neck, he came with a beautiful long rolling shot on the 2 ball. Break and run to get to the hill, break and run to lead 8-7. Wow. A treat for the pool fans in Leende Netherlands. In the province of Limburg. Does it get any better? Multiple World Pool Master, US Open champion Shane Vanboening making his mark. He's just happy to get a shot. Long as it may be. Can't play this with little below center because cue ball will come off of the 9 and track towards center table. For most players that would be the nicest way to hit the shot. So softer and lower on the cue ball, draw away from the cue ball. From the 9 ball or just stun, glance off the 9. Shot, that's it. Landed perfectly. Are you ready, Kachi? Looks like in 5 shots from now, you're breaking for the match, for the tournament. We're speculating. We can do that, not the player. Stay with it. One ball at a time. A shot is a shot is a shot. This for many would be a funny angle, but he's very good at all those topspin shots or semi-topspin shots. Sort of a stun run through with spin. Kachi looking on as a sphinx. But Shane has come back in this match as a phoenix from the flames. He was down and out, trailing 5-0 and 6-1, but this 9. And then we can write down an 8-8 in the final of the Eurotour in Leende. Kachi is breaking. He has had good productive breaks, many positions on the lowest numbered ball. But this is the most important break of the whole set. Bring home the bacon, Eklent Kaci. Ball down. Shape on the 2. The 8 stops in time. The 3 goes past the 9. But he's close to the rail. How big is his angle on the 2? No, it's nice. Looks like stun. With a trace of low or a trace of left. And immediately I think back about Shane's draw shot on the 2 some 3 racks ago. From the 2 to the 3 where he didn't get there. Can cut it still. Difficult to see how long that cue ball will go if he cuts it. Will it go into the 6? On the inside of the 6 or past it? If it goes past the 6, I would be dead scared to overhit it and to lose the cue ball.
Time.
I like it. But where did the cue ball go? Good bank. Good bank. He played the shot that he could commit to. Played with a nice, comfortable stroke. Little bit unlucky. Well, it's the price he pays for the last position on the 3. But still unlucky. And how's the leave? Shane Vanboening. After winning the Dream Challenge with a comeback in Moscow against Team Russia, now in the final against one of Europe's top players. Great comeback from 5-0 down. Can he make that 4? Position will be automatic. This is virtually the rack, match and tournament winning shot. Clean. Hit it clean. And he knows it. He knows it. He has had chances, not many. Not many. But enough. It's the combination. Good play by Shane. Some mistakes from Kachi in the run of the ball in the second half of the match for Shane. And he becomes, Shane Vanboening becomes the second American winner of a Eurotour. 18 years since Johnny Archer won 2 events back to back. Here's your winner, a remarkable comeback by a remarkable player. Shane Vanboening leads Team USA, who thinks they're ready for the upcoming Mosconi Cup in London.